The RS Owners Club have brought their National Day here to Mallory Park for the first time in 2024. And being one of the biggest Blue Oval clubs here in the UK, there's an absolutely fantastic variety of cars on show and on track. Let's take a wander around and see some of the highlights. Okay, so here in the concourse area is this delightful 1987 Ford Sierra RS500 Cosworth. So this is not just your regular Cosworth, this is the RS500. It's got the uprated T4 turbocharger, 224 brake as opposed to about 204 brake for the standard one, extra rear spoiler and a different front bumper. And this one's immaculate. It's got 11,000 miles on the clock. It was purchased 25 years ago by the current owner with just 6,000 miles on the clock. Those wheels are the original wheels, and this dealer plate, it was actually bought from Peacocks of Balham. This is actually a show plate, or a plate that's in tribute, and it's actually a 1967 number plate. But what an absolutely resplendent example of a very rare and iconic Sierra Cosworth RS500. So it may not have been as critically acclaimed as the Peugeot 205 GTI, but it was every inch the commercial success, the Mark II Fiesta XR2. And look at this wonderful 1985 example in the Stratos Silver, I think it is. And I must just point you to the engine bay, the 1.6 90-ish horsepower CVH engine. I've never seen an engine bay look that tidy, probably even from the factory. That cam cover looks freshly painted, but it's absolutely immaculate. No sign of valve stem seals going pop in there. But the interior is equally immaculate. The interior trim is absolutely spotless. If I'm getting my real geek on, I've noticed it's got a later style Ford stereo, but it is in every other regard spot on original. But yeah, it's got the pepper pot alloy wheels, which I absolutely love. Everything's in remarkable condition. Love the sort of fatter bumpers you get with the XR2 with the Go Faster red stripes. I just think what a wonderful example of a legendary hot hatch. So you don't get anything quite as recognisable as this, the Ford RS200, effectively a Group B rally car for the road. 250 PS in kind of regular road guides. They go up to 420 horsepower in competition usage, and they've got a Ferguson four-wheel drive system. I just think these are absolutely glorious. They're so rare now and yet so iconic. I remember having a Model 1 as a kid, and look at this example. It's absolutely superb. Love the Recaro seats in it, that distinctive front end. I just think it's absolutely legendary. So what's better than one Ford RS2000? Well, the answer is two, clearly, here in the show and shine area. It's absolutely a fantastic model. This is the Mark II with its distinctive front end. This particular example has been massively restored. It was a demonstrator for a dealership up in Edinburgh in 1979 when it was first registered, but actually a fantastic example. So in 1984, Ford introduced the Escort RS Turbo, and there started a new strong era of the Ford hot hatch. And in the concourse area here, we've got two examples, one in white and one in black, and they absolutely look superb. I love the RS spoke alloys and the uprated engine bay you can see with the turbocharger in it. These are just fantastic examples. Look, we've got a period rally spec BMX for good measure. I was busy waxing lyrical about those Escort Mark II RS2000s and then almost passed this by, a Mark I Escort RS2000. This is a 1973 car. The current owner had done a complete bare metal respray with it, stripped all the bodywork back, done a full-blown respray. The engine's original, apparently it's Group 1 internal parts of this legendary 2-litre engine. I just think what an absolutely fabulous example, deservedly taking its place here in the concourse section. So here on the XR Owners Club stand, just on the outer paddock here, I just must show you the XR3i in sort of three models. So first of all, we've got the Mark III shape. This is a 1985, so one of the last of the Mark III shapes. It's got those distinctive sort of telephone dial alloy wheels. This example looks absolutely remarkable. In 1986, the Mark IV comes along, so then we've got this Rosso red example here to show you. This is a fairly early example of the Mark IV XR3i. On an F-Reg, so about 1988. I think it looks absolutely remarkable. These were the sort of the standard wheels for the XR3i by this point, but then you go a bit further to 1990, when the XR4 was a bit long in the tooth by then, and you get this, one of the last of the line ones. By this time you've got a EFI 1.6 injection, so it's got marginally more horsepower, and you can tell with this different bumper treatment to the earlier car there, but very much a very similar car. But even by this point, the XR3i was still a strong selling hot hatchback for Ford. So it's probably not classed as a proper sports car, but the Sierra XR4i was no less deserving of the XR badge. That sort of grunt of the 2.8 Cologne V6 engine. Love obviously the distinctive shark nose styling. It was much maligned when it first came out. Not many people like the sort of jelly mold styling, but in XR4 guys, I think it really suits it. This particular example is riding on these RS spec alloys rather than the originals that it would have come on. But particular note on these early cars, they had their own unique side glass area. The 3-door design that would have been on other models is just a plain bit of glass, but this has got this distinctive split glass area, and of course those twin spoilers at the back. But hard to imagine that the XR4 line continued for pretty much 10 years. So you get to something like this, which is the sort of facelift model that first came out in 1986. This is a really last of the line one, circa 1992, denoted by the clear indicators by this point. And you'll also notice the distinctive alloy wheels, which befit by now the 4x4 model and the 2.9 Cologne V6 engine. The interior had been sort of evolved over time, so by the time you get to this generation one, sort of post 1991, you've got different vents and different switchgear. But yeah, the XR4 line started here in 1983 and went on for 10 years to 1993 before the Sierra was replaced by the Mondeo. So the variety is strong here on the Leicester region of the RS Owners Club and their stand, because look at this shining at the back here, this bright yellow Escort Mexico. It's absolutely stunning. I love the rally spec driving lamps there, but don't let that just stop your attention entirely, because there's plenty of other great models on this stand. There's this lovely Escort RS Turbo, Mark IV shape, Mark II RS Turbo, call it what you will. They've also got the Sapphire Cosworth here. This looks like a lovely straight example on a sort of G plate, so about 1990. You've then got another Cosworth next to it, this time the 4x4 model. It's got some lovely rally spec alloys on it. And I must just do a shout out, love an underdog Ford. And here, the Mark V shape Escort, which was always kind of underrated, I think, when it came out. But they started to find their mojo again by the time you get to this, the RS 2000, with the 2-litre 16-valve engine in it. I think these are absolutely fabulous. And if you can find a 4x4 version, even better still. But yeah, great variety here on the Leicester Region RS Owners Club stand. So that concludes a fantastic day here at the RS Owners Club National Day here at Mallory Park. It's a fantastic venue. It's right in the centre of England. The circuit is fantastic. The layout is great. You get this great amphitheatre layout of the whole show, and the variety of Fords on display here has been second to none. Hope you've enjoyed the report. Do put in the comments the cars that have caught your eye throughout the day. And in the meantime, thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you again soon.
Parade Group, you need to be in pit lane yesterday, please.
That's told them.